Hi, this is Julianne Price and welcome back to HealthyCoach.com. This is the second video of our two-part series on reviewing online tools for fitness and health. Today, in this video, we're going to review the Spark People website at sparkpeople.com. In our other video, we reviewed the Daily Burn at dailyburn.com, and you can go to our website and see our review on that. With Spark People, what I really liked about this website was that it was a community-based website. It's very, very active. When we reviewed the Spark People, I talked a little bit about how it was kind of lacking in that area. There's not a lot of interaction on the message boards. Well, that's not the case at Spark People. This is a great website to go to if you want to know that there's other people out there struggling just like you are. It's terrific. The message board every day has a brand new question out there, and you'll see hundreds of people respond. One day the question was, how do you eat healthy when you're going to a restaurant? How do you control the portions? And just hundreds of people chimed in with their tips. I think that's just so great, and it gives you a sense that people were also talking about how they struggled with eating out. So you aren't feeling like you're alone, and you can pick people that you can make friends with, and you can go visit their own little blogs. I love that this site allows each person to have a blog, so you can talk about the things that are important to you, or tips, maybe something you learned, some trick you picked up, and you can share it with a group of friends. It's just a great community, and they also have forums. So there's a forum on emotional eating. There's one on being 30-something. There's just all different tracks, eating with pets, different things like that, so that you can really focus in on people that have similar interests to you or similar challenges to you. And I just think that's so great, and I haven't seen anybody do this to the degree that Spark People does it. They have a huge membership, and so that's just a great tool and a great advantage that Spark People has. I don't think anybody else can be able to catch up to them on this aspect. Now, obviously, when you're using Spark People, you're looking for fitness, and you're looking for health and nutrition. What I think that's great about Spark People is they look at the whole person. They're not just focused on counting calories, or they're not just focused on tracking your fitness. They're really looking at the whole person. So you'll see things in there about goal setting and tracking what they call streaks, which is you can pick things like how much sleep did you get, and are you getting sleep on a regular basis, and you can check each day that you got regular sleep and see, okay, I had a 14-day streak of getting enough sleep each night. So they're looking at the whole person, and they allow you to put in custom goals. So if your goal is maybe, I don't want to eat after 7, and you can create a goal and then you can track it. How many days in a row did I go without eating after 7 o'clock at night? That's just so cool, and they make it so easy for you to put in those kind of goals and to track them. And then you can get reports on them later, which I think is great. I think Daily Burn really kind of falls down the reporting section, where they still give you a great choice of reports to look at to see how well are you doing in the long run. I also love that they have a mood tracker, which I think is great. You can track, I'm in a good mood today, I'm in a mild mood tomorrow, I'm energetic, and you can kind of take a step back and look. Did you realize maybe every Monday you're in a horrible mood or you have low energy? Is that the day maybe you ate out for lunch? Do you always eat out on Mondays, or do you always not get enough sleep on Sunday night and you're tired on Monday? You can start to see patterns that you might not see otherwise if you didn't use this tracker every day. So it does take a little time to go in, but I think it's worth it in the long haul to start to see the big picture of how your lifestyle is affecting your mood, your energy, and how your diet plays into the whole thing. Now they also have obviously the nutrition tracker, so you can track your calories, you can pick a meal plan and eat their suggested foods, you can put in your own foods. I think, in my opinion, their ability to track and use your own foods is not as good as the Daily Burn, which is why I continue to use the Daily Burn. You can still search on foods, and they still have a very good database, but you can't, it just doesn't work as well as the Daily Burn. Like, say I typed in Thomas's Bagel Thins. Well, first it wasn't in there, but I had to sort through all these close hits that weren't really, it was pizza and there was other things in there. I'm like, no, I just want Bagel Thins. So the search isn't as narrow. And then when you see foods, you're like, well, that might be it. It might be close, but they're not showing the nutritional breakdown. You have to open another window to do that. So, whereas on the Daily Burn, it all shows up in the listing. So you can see, okay, this one, it's not the same brand, but the calories are the same, so I'm just going to pick this food. You can't do that on Spark People. So that's where I'd give them a little less of a score. The other thing that they don't do as well as the Daily Burn is give you a visual of your calories. On the Daily Burn, you get an up arrow if you haven't reached your calories, your fat, or your carbs yet. You get a green check mark if you're within the range that they want you to fall in. And you get a warning symbol if you've gone over that range. I like that visual. It's just quick. You can look and say, okay, I really still need to get a lot more protein in. On the Daily Burn, or on the Spark People, it's just not that visual. And on the Daily Burn, you get a nice little pie chart that shows you how much of your calories were made up of carbs, how much was protein, how much was fat. Again, that's missing on the Spark People, so that's the one area that I would say that they could do some improving on, and Daily Burn kind of beats them out in that area. But again, when it comes to community, the Spark People has it all over them. Now they also track the your workouts. It's a little, I like that if you're a beginner, you're just not sure what to do, they give you great suggested plans. They have a lot to choose from in there. So you can go in and you can kind of pick, do I want to do cardio, how many days a week? And they'll recommend all kinds of things for you to do and different strength training exercises. And you can say, I don't have access to this, or I do have access to that. And it creates a workout plan for you, which is great. It does let you put in your own workouts. So I did that. I put in like Chalene Extreme, and I put in my weights and my reps. It was a little bit harder, a little less intuitive than the Daily Burn, but it was still doable. I still had to put it in, and I thought that was good. The only thing I don't like is it doesn't reflect your calories. So if I burn calories over here in my workouts, it doesn't reflect it into my calorie intake and adjust my calories accordingly. So that was, one area again why I still recommend the Daily Burn over Spark People for that aspect. But when it comes to goal setting and following these streaks, I think that the Spark People has a great system for that. What I also like is they have a fun thing. They have the points. So you get points for different things. For maintaining a streak, you get so many points. They have a fun little wheel you can spin, and you get points for that every time you log in. You get points for writing on a blog, or writing your own blog, commenting on someone else's, having new friends. So it's just a fun way of keeping you interactive and keeping you motivated. And then you can see graphs, how many points did I earn, or how many points to this next trophy that they give you. So it's much more social, and they've kind of got that part down pat to keep you energized, and it's just a fun site. The other thing that they do very well is there's just so many articles and tips on healthy eating and healthy lifestyle. It's almost overwhelming. There's so much in there. So you have to kind of take your time to go through the site and figure out what's where. But there's so much on this website for you, and it's free, which is just great. So you can really get in there and learn a lot of new things and target specific areas, specific problem areas for you, and learn about them, which I don't think anybody else has as robust a program for you as the Spark People do. And one other thing I like about Spark People is there's also a book called The Spark. It was written by the guy who created Spark People. So you have a chance to really go in and learn, first of all, the story behind Spark People, but also how the site was built, the ideas behind it, the concepts behind it, and some of the ideas on how to best use it. So I think that's a great added benefit to Spark People. But just the sheer volume of people on there makes it worth it. You can really get in there and meet some new people that have the same problems that you have, or the same frustrations, and work with them. And another thing is you can motivate them. It helps you to know that you're helping someone else, and you're going to be less likely to slip up if you're setting an example for someone else. So I highly recommend that you get involved and you get some friends in there, and you really work as a motivator for other people, because it'll help motivate you as well. Now, one of the fun things that kind of came as a result of my researching these two websites and starting to use them was that my kids overheard it. And they started to go, well, what are you doing? Can we do it too? And so they got into the Daily Burn, and they each created their own little accounts, which was cute. And my kids are young, they're 7 and 11, so I'm not really worried. They're not overweight, I'm not worried about calories. But it opened their eyes to the whole mix of, well, what are you eating? And how many carbs are you eating? And how much protein are you not eating? And how much fat are you getting in there? Because they eat, a lot of those kids' snacks are very fatty. And it just opened their eyes. I don't think those will do this long term, but it's such a great way to get them aware of what they're eating and the health benefits of it. And it's not me telling them, I'm not, oh, don't eat that, it's not good for you. They can figure it out themselves. They go search the food, they go put it into their nutrition tracker, and now they see, oh, wow, look how many carbs I had, Mom, and look how little protein. So it opened their eyes without me having to be a lecturer or the mean person. I just pointed them to the site, helped them out here and there. So it's great for helping your children start healthy habits too. And the next thing we're going to do is get them into Spark People, because they can set their own streaks and say, okay, well, did you do your homework before dinner? And they can check off how many days they got their homework done before dinner and start to see a report of that. So, it's just it's such a good way to build healthy habits into your own children, into your lifestyle. And maybe it'll even rub off on other people that catch on. So I definitely recommend that you check out both sites, the Daily Burn and Spark People, and take what you can from them. Your experience will obviously not be the same as mine because you have different goals and different objectives, things you want to get out of them. But I encourage you to check them both out. They're both free, and I hope to hear back from you. Let me know how you're interacting with these sites and what you think of them. So that's it for today, and we'll see you the next time. Take care.